Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the channel. And we're continuing here in County Wexford. And we're actually outside Bargie Castle, but there's a massive history here. And just going to show you some of it here. And as I show you it, I will do a wee bit of talking. So Bargie Castle is originally a Norman fortress in County Wexford. Now, this one was built in the 15th century by the Rossiter family, who lived in it until it was confiscated by Oliver Cromwell in response to the family's part in the defence of Wexford. And of course, it was then granted to William Ivory in 1652 by Oliver Cromwell. And Ivory was a Cromwellian soldier, and he sold the castle to a Yorkshire man called Ambrose Harvey. And the house was eventually passed down to Ambrose Harvey's great-grandson, Buchan Bagnall Harvey, the commander of the Wexford insurgents during the 1798 rebellion. Now, Bagnall, he took part in the Battle of New Ross as a commander of the insurgents, and that was fought on the 5th of June 1798, which ended in a defeat for the rebels. On the 7th of June, Bagnall Harvey resigned and he returned to Wexford, where he was appointed president of the town committee. And then he returned to his family home at Bargie Castle and was later captured by an officer of the yeomanry, Ralph James, and he was brought to Wexford town, where he was tried, he was convicted, and he was hanged on Wexford Bridge on the 20th of June 1798. Now, his body was beheaded and the trunk actually thrown into the River Slaney, and his corpse was recovered by his friends and buried in my Glass Cemetery. And I've covered that grave, of course. Now, there's also a connection here with Christa Burgh, because Colonel Charles Davidson, the father of Christa Burgh, the singer, purchased the castle in 1960, and the family moved in on the 1st of December 1960. Now, there's a wee bit of confusion, because another source says that it was actually Christa Burgh's grandfather, General Sir Eric Christa Burgh, who actually bought the castle, and then the family moved in. But the singer-songwriter, he lived here for a good part, and of course, he was a writer. He was born on the 15th of October 1948, and of course, he was born as Christopher John Davidson, and so he was a singer-songwriter. Now, he has a very interesting mum. I like to call her Spy Mom, because the mother of Christa Burgh, Maeve de Burgh, but she was actually a super spy, believe it or believe it not, during the Cold War, and she spent time in Malta training British spies to fight the communist regime in Albania. And she also played polo with Lord Mountbatten, believe it or believe it not. Now, the castle for a time was actually a hotel. Whenever they took it over, the de Burgh family, they turned it into a hotel for a while. But they actually converted it into a private hotel. But I don't think it's a hotel now. As you can see, we're now round the other entrance here of Bargie Castle. Just across the way here is actually the old gatehouse, because this road wasn't here. So this is a more modern road, and this was the gatehouse into the castle. So I'm going to take you in here, and we'll have a wee look round. Very overgrown, unfortunately. You can see the cascalated roof there of the castle, of the gatehouse of the castle. And very overgrown inside as well. You can see a mound there. That's the entrance door. But you ain't getting in there. This is a wee bit more clearer, but not much. You can see there's trees growing in there. There's the fireplace of the gatehouse. And that's that mound that I was talking about. There's another entrance there, a back entrance, it would seem. Yep, that's the back entrance. Take you in. But you're not getting in there either. But there is an extra wee bit built onto it that I will be able to take you in and let you see. Just have to watch where I'm going here with my dodgy knees. But thankfully I have my crutch with me. But there you go. What a story. That's Bargie Castle and Spy Mom. So thanks for watching and God bless.